Hi, so in this video I'm going to be doing a little bit of commentary driving. So for anyone that doesn't know what that is, commentary driving involves describing aloud exactly what you were doing as you were driving and what you were doing to avoid potential risks. It's great for experienced and learner drivers to develop awareness, anticipation and alertness. So I'll be talking through everything I see ahead, every potential hazard, how I'm dealing with them, also some of the routines I'm using while I'm driving. Just kind of everything I see, everything I think about, everything I'm thinking about and how I'm dealing with it, how I'm checking my mirrors, where I'm looking. So the commentary driving's being done in Norwich, starting near Peachman Way Driving Test Centre, going through the city and finishing the other side near and in Helsden. Okay, let's get going. So I just did a little turnaround at the end of the road there just to come back down here. So again, there's lots of little cycle lanes, junction on the left. You can see that there's a roundabout ahead. So I'm going to go right. So again, mirrors, signal, position slightly to the right, speed, and then look to see if it's clear, which it is. So I'm going on to the roundabout, third exit, exit 1 that I've just gone past, exit 2, left mirror, signal left, exit roundabout. Check mirrors again as we speed up, so it's continuously the same system as we're going around the roundabouts and exiting, checking mirrors. Still 40 miles an hour. Now I can see up ahead the speed limit is changing down to a 30, so I'm checking my inside mirror just so again I know what's going on behind me. Some pedestrians on the right hand side. It shouldn't be affecting us, but it's worth just keeping an eye out all the time. Pedestrian crossing, nobody standing either side of the pedestrian crossing. We're going left at the mini roundabout. So mirrors, signal, position, speed and look. It's all good. Check mirrors as we exit. Zebra crossing, nobody either side of that zebra crossing. Lots of parked cars. Checking my right mirror as I go out round the parked cars again, leaving a door's width about a metre. Just making sure we can get through safely. It got a little bit tight there with that car coming through, so I slowed down a little bit. I'm checking my right mirror to go out. And I'm inside mirror, so I'm going to speed up a little bit more. So it's a 30 here, that's the one that we just saw, wasn't it, coming in? So it's continued. And the fact that I can't see any more speed limit signs and there's street lamps shows that it will be a 30. Parked cars. Car coming down from the right, it's not affecting us though. Mirror as we go out. Staying a nice distance from the cars. A few pedestrians on the sides of the roads, but not affecting us. But I'm scanning absolutely everywhere. I've got a pedestrian warning sign, we've just gone past. There's a bus, there could be anything coming around that bus. Now he's now pulling off. So that's absolutely fine. I've got a little bike up here with a right signal on. Is he going to pull away or has he just stuck it on? So I'm going to go past cautiously, checking my right mirror as I go out. But spotting him from far away, I mean he might have just pulled out, he might not have checked. You need to be seeing that person so that you're aware of anything that might happen. Nobody behind us in case these lights change, but we're good to go through. Little runner on the left of the road. Left on the pavement. It's continuing at 30. Got a fairly good distance from the car in front. Can't go any quicker because it's a 30. Got a little warning sign for ducks. Can't see any ducks. I can see the zebra crossing in the distance, so that's something to think about. I've got nobody directly behind me. So again, as soon as I see that hazard, there's no one either side, so it looks good to continue. As soon as I see that hazard, I'm thinking straight away, is there anyone behind me? If I need to slow down quite abruptly, then I'm aware of what's behind me and I know exactly how quickly I can slow down and whether I have time to stop safely. can't see any 30 reminders, so I'm saying it is a 30 still. We've got street lamps, no speed limit reminders, carrying on at 30. So we're looking really far ahead, and you probably can't see this on the video, but I can see another pedestrian warning sign. You know, is it just there's going to be more people around here? Is there going to be a crossing up ahead? You never know, so you just need to keep an eye out. And there's no crossing that I can see. Another pedestrian sign, warning sign. So it's just telling us to be aware that there could be people around crossing up here. Nobody again behind us at all. No one in the distance. Nice and quiet behind me today. Cars coming around the parked car. Now the car in front is starting to brake. And there we go, there's some traffic lights. So the first thing we see there are the brake lights. So I'm checking behind as I'm slowing down. Still no one behind me. But I had a feeling something was happening up ahead, because the first thing I saw was his brake lights. It's a great thing to look out for. Side mirrors to make sure there's no cyclists crept in while I was stationary for that couple of seconds. Checking my mirrors again behind. The guy in front's indicating, so I'm checking behind, slowing down. But he's clearly gone out my way, so that's fine. Speed back up again, checking behind. Parked cars on the left hand side of the road. Traffic lights or pedestrian crossing ahead. Check to the right to go out around the car. Now I've got railings, so I know it's a pedestrian crossing. Little yellow boxes, nobody's there, nobody's pressed the button. So the likelihood is that isn't going to change. It's a great thing to look for. Is anyone waiting there? Has anyone pressed that button? Gives you a much better idea of whether it's going to change or not. Be more prepared. Zebra crossing up ahead. Yellow flashing beacons on the top. That's how we know it's a zebra crossing. Nobody there. Now I've got to follow this round. So there's a no entry sign to the right. So I'm following this round here. I just want to go straight ahead. So if there's two lanes going straight ahead, you always want to be really in the left, which is your normal driving lane. I'm going to have to go around this van, so I'm going to check to the right and signal right, keeping a good distance again, and then I'm going to check to the left and just come back in. I'm not going to bother signalling back in. I think that's fairly obvious. I only signalled there because I had to go into a different lane. No one on the crossing. Little bit of traffic ahead. Looks like a busier area, a little bit of a busier area that we're coming into. You can see some green traffic lights. Still nobody behind me, can you believe it? I'm going straight on, following the straight arrow. Now I want to go to city centre, which I can see on there is right at the traffic lights. Inside mirror, right mirror signal. We've got this guy here wanting to come in the lane, so I'm just going to hold back. I'm going to be nice and polite. He was kind of half in anyway, so just to charge straight past him would not be the right thing to do. Come round. I can see a sign already, you'll see it as I come round, to say that this is a car park to the left, so I need to stay straight ahead in the right hand lane. Checking my mirrors and speeding up. Now what's the speed limit here? Nobody behind me. Sat nav's going off, warning me. There's a speed camera somewhere. But we know that it's a 30 because the last signs we saw were 30. I'm going to come over to the left lane. A lot to check into the left there as the road split into two. We're still good to keep going. Lots of traffic lights up ahead, so I'm really keeping an eye behind. Keeping a good 2-second distance from this car in front, so I've got plenty of time to react if anything happens. Ours are green, carrying on. These are green as well, carrying on. And this lane is taking us left, which is actually where I want to be going, into the city centre. I'm not going to start signalling yet. Tyres and tarmac. Checking side mirrors for cyclists as we move off. I'm going to start signalling around about now. So inside mirror, left mirror, signal. The cars in front seem to be able to get around the corner really nicely, so I'm going to continue through. If they were starting to hold up a bit, 20 mile an hour there. I would hold back and stop on the line if they weren't able to get around that corner. So it's really worth holding back to make sure that you're not going to obstruct traffic in the middle of the road. And we've got a cycle lane to the left, a one-way sign. Is this lady get across? No. You can see a few more pedestrians around, hence why it is 20 coming through here. Cycle lane to the left again. Now I'm coming over to the right, I'm doing lots of check-in to the right, coming over to the right hand lane, it's nice and clear, lights are green, going through, still 20 mile an hour. I get lots of reminders in the 20s, 40s and 50s, but we don't get very many reminders in the 30s and the national speed limits. So still lots of traffic lights ahead, lady waiting on the left. Lights are still green, so I'm going to continue, but just seeing her really does help plan ahead. Green lights again, and there we go, they've changed. So I was ready for that because I've seen the lights, I've talked about it, I've made myself aware of it. Helps you just be ready. A little bit of a hill start. I want to make sure that there are no cyclists. And I will check again just before I start to move off. So I'm getting my biting point, make sure we don't roll. No cyclists either side, left and right, lights are green, off we go. Now there's a bus lane to the left here, which has just told me I want to be coming round in this straight lane because I want to follow the road ahead. Now it actually allows us to come back in the left here. So I'm checking and signalling lots and lots and lots to come back in. I don't want to go down there because you can see to the left that's a bike and cycle lane. So I'm continuing straight ahead round here in the straight lane. And sometimes, or actually a lot of times, the bus lanes do finish and allow you to get back over. So you've got to look for those arrows that tell you can get back in. See, again, don't cross the solid white line. Lights are green, checking for those cyclists again, nothing come round, nothing on the sides, continue straight ahead, pedestrians waiting. I'm not going to stop here for those though, even though the highway code has changed, it doesn't mean that you need to stop on a busy road like that where you would cause hazards to the drivers and things behind. Plus there's lots of pedestrian crossings around here. Little speed bump in front of me. Can be a good reminder that we're in a 20 zone. It's not always a fact that you're in a 20 when there's speed bumps, but it gives you a rough idea. Again, checking your right mirror as we come out around the van, the hazard on the left here, checking left as we come back in. Brake lights I can see, that's for the speed bump, lots of people around. Just looking, we've got zebra crossing. See traffic lights ahead of that. Now there's no one approaching the zebra crossing, so I am good to go. The lights are still red. We're going straight ahead. There's no left turn at these set of lights, so we can only go straight ahead. Now the next set of lights I'm looking at have just gone green. You probably can't quite see that on the video, but I can also see a no entry sign ahead and a no right turn. No left turn, apologies. So we have to go right. We've got a cycle lane to the left. We've got a no entry sign ahead. So I'm gonna check. Cyclist coming past me there. Signal right, and he's gone right as well. So this is why we check our side mirrors when we're coming away from stop traffic. And we want to go straight ahead. Slow on the road, cyclist still whipped up there, Justy. Speed bumps. So I would assume it is a 20 still. Little blue sign on the left to say that 2 lanes, we're in a cycle lane contraflow. Actually got a car behind us. cyclists to the sides, both sides. Now I'm continuing straight ahead, so I'm going to be in the left for now until I see any signs that might tell us otherwise, and then I want to follow the signs to Fakenham and Cromer. So the blue sign's telling us that it's a one-way. Now I want to go straight on, and I can see that I'm in the wrong lane, so I'm checking lots and lots to get across, and then I'm in the straight lane here. 30 sign here to tell us all roads will be 30, unless it tells us otherwise as we exit the roundabout. Now there were no road marking signs or pre-warning to what lane you needed to be in there for straight. We tend to just assume left unless road signs tell us otherwise. So I assumed left, and it was a left only lane. Now it was safe for me to get over to the right hand lane to get myself into this one, but if it wasn't, I would just stay in the left hand lane. It's the safest thing to do, rather than try and barge yourself in, cause havoc in the right hand lane. Just stay in the left, signal left and turn left. It's just the safest thing to do. So I'm going straight ahead at the roundabout, and we've got 2 lanes going straight ahead here. Again, can't really see on here. I've got a lane next to me with a car in it that's also able to go straight ahead. Make sure this guy's not going the wrong way, which he isn't. To the left of me, so we want to go past the first exit, mirror signal, and then we're going to come off in this lane here. Now can you notice straight away 20? There it is. So checking mirrors, speeding up, crossing ahead. It's just changed. Don't even think there's anyone there waiting, so they've probably been able to cross. I'm just going to make that white line disappear under the bonnet of my car. Oh, there we go. No cyclists side to side. Good. I'm just checking to the right of me. There's a little merge lane there. One way. Lady on a bike. Lady with a bike, not on a bike. Thinking about crossing. I'm not going to stop again because I've got a car right behind me. Zebra crossing up here. One way sign. And then the lanes split. No one at the crossing. So I want to go straight ahead. Can you see what lane I need? Left lane. Checking left just to make sure. Speed's changing to 30. Lights are green, so I'm speeding up. The bus ahead is pulling in to the left, but still got space to get past him. I'm just going to be aware that he maybe doesn't start signalling out again to come out, which he isn't. Keeping an eye on his signals. Bus pulling out ahead. Now I'm going to turn left at the next junction. So mirrors, signal, position, speed. Looking into the new road to make sure it's safe and look for any changes of speed. Checking behind and ahead. Mini roundabout. Again, mirrors. No signal needed, so I'm going straight on. Position and speed. That person's not signalling, so they're not coming round. I'm not going to signal off the mini roundabout because they're so small, we just don't need to do it. It causes more hassle than it's worth. Can you tell me what the speed limit is? Have a guess. 30. There's no speed limit signs. Zebra crossing. Yellow beacons ahead. There's nobody approaching. It's a bit of a speed bump on this one, so I'm going to slow right down, checking behind, and go over it. Somewhere between 10 and 15 mile an hour maximum, really. That's it. It's 30. No repeaters. Another zebra crossing, people pulling out of that junction as well. Lady approaching the zebra crossing, but she doesn't want to cross, but she was right there. If she would have just turned, she would have been on the crossing, so I had to stop for her. If she was a bit further away, I wouldn't have bothered, but she was kind of there before I was. So speeding up again to 30. What we got in the distance? I can see traffic lights, I can see a roundabout sign, I can see that it's a bit busy, brake lights, traffic. There doesn't look to be anyone standing at the crossing. I'm going straight ahead. I want the left lane. Nothing tells me otherwise. It's actually nothing on the floor at all. It's clear. I'm out. Keep into my left lane. Left mirror. Signal. Exit. Lights are green. 30 reminder there. And a speed camera sign. There's a cyclist warning sign. Pedestrian warning sign. So that we need to be mindful that there may be people around. But to be honest, this is a fairly kind of busy area. There's pavements and houses to the left and right. I would be considering that always anyway. Brake lights ahead, green light ahead. Still got somebody behind me at a good distance. Just carrying on. 30. I'm going to set my limiter actually at 30. I'm in 4th gear, it's nice and economical. Obviously I still want to keep an eye on my speed just in case the limiter does turn off, but it's a great way just to keep your speed, be nice and economical and stay at exactly the same speed the whole time. 40 mile an hour change, check behind, take my limiter off, check again, speed up. Now I'm at 40, limiter on again. Now I've got some junction signs coming up. I want to go straight ahead, so I'm going to look straight away for the straight arrow, probably to the left. If there's 2 lanes, which I think there is here, going straight, we always want to keep the left lane. Normal driving lane, we're not overtaking. There's not a slow moving vehicle up ahead, we're going to keep in the left lane. I don't need to keep this bit clear here to my left. I can actually get past it anyway, but if I couldn't, I wouldn't be worrying about keeping that clear, because the only people that are going to want to go down there are behind me, so there's nothing I can really do. So holding back will actually cause more problem for them. It doesn't help anybody. Van behind just squeezed down that left hand side, down that little slip road. So actually by edging forward and getting right up to my tyres and tarmac point, that's enabled them to actually get down that little slip road and turn left. So it was better to get right up. Any cyclists behind me? And we're off. Lights green, keeping a distance from the car in front. Still 2 lanes. There's a give way to my left. It's not causing us any problems. 40 reminder. There is a junction coming up on the left. I can see people turning in it. Checking my mirrors. Turning ahead. I can see the road ahead merges, so I'm having a look to my right. I can see a car coming. He's staying back, but I'm keeping an eye on him the whole time. Make sure he's going to slot in. Bus lane sign. So I know that I'm going to stay here unless it's got a time on it. When the bus lanes are active, if it does have a time on it, I would be using it if we weren't within those times. Lights are green, carrying on. Now normally I'd be getting back over into the left lane, but as you can see up ahead there's another bus lane. I do know this road fairly well, so I've just stayed here because you would have to go in and then straight back out again. Nice clear 40 reminder, lights up ahead are red. Check behind, slowing down. The straight lane is the one I'm in, as you can see from the floor markings now. Nice soft stop. Tyres and tarmac. Lights have gone green for everyone turning right and straight ahead. So checking for cyclists, and we're off again. So you can see that I really am looking ahead, thinking about every possibility, thinking about everything I'm doing. It's another 40 reminder. I think we become complacent, especially when we've been driving for a while, we become complacent, we stop thinking and concentrating on everything that we need to be doing. But if you talk yourself through everything that you can see, so another pedestrian crossing, again, nobody stood there, it doesn't even look like the button is lit up. So the smallest detail can just give you that little bit of heads up on whether it's going to be an actual hazard rather than just a potential hazard. So similar to the hazard perception videos, we're looking for those things that we would be clicking for, those potential hazards, all the time. See brake lights really, really far in the distance. Probably won't affect us, it's quite a long way off, but just being aware that far down the road all the time. So this is a fairly straight road now. I'm just going to stop it here.